So the Nigerian government has urged Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State to suspend the flag-off of the state airport project scheduled for Monday following unresolved issues over its relocation from Ido-Osun, and Governor Adeleke had approved the relocation of the airport project from Ido-Osun, Edbedore local government area of the state to Akoda in Ede, his hometown, citing technical issues. However, indigenous of Ido-Osun community protested on Tuesday against the governor's decision, saying over 20 billion naira had been spent by the previous administration on the projects already. Now, the federal government is saying that the foundation laying ceremony of the airport should be put on hold pending the determination of the petition on the existing airstrip in the state. And this all culminates to the governance structure or the leadership style of the governor in the state on all sides. So we'll be bringing that to the fore this evening as we'll engage Oluomokolapo Alimi, who is the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the program.
And good evening, viewers at all.
Yes, so top on the front burner is the relocation of the state airport project to Ede. Technical issues were cited by the governor. I'd like you to highlight what technical issues he was referring to.
Well, thank you very much. Let me first of all correct an impression. Our governor, His Excellency, Senator Ademola Adeleke, is not planning to relocate the airstrip in Ido-Osun to Ede. First and foremost, for anybody who knows the geography of our area very well, Ido-Osun and Ede, they share the same boundary. And even the airstrip or the aerodrome, part of the aerodrome, part of the land which the state was actually planning to use for the airport, part of the land formed part of it. What happened was that that area has historical background. It has been there since the colonial era, and several governments has made the efforts to make sure that place actually came to reality, but all efforts to make it a reality has been not successful. The first government to take a bold step on it happened to be our referred general, Prince Olagusoye Ilela, when he was the governor. He spent some amount of money there. He could not realize it. When our governor, the former governor of Osun State, Ogbeni Ralph Aregbesola came, he spent a huge amount of money there. It could not be realized. In fact, the government of Ogbeni Ralph Aregbesola also made attempts to call the investors, private investors on PPP, to come over and take over the place so as to make the airport a reality. It didn't work. When Alhaji Boyega came, he actually made effort. He now handed over that place to the Nigerian Air Force. And the Nigerian Air Force promised that by the end of 2022, an aviation city will be established there. That was what happened. So when Adeleke, the government of Adeleke came, he set up a committee to review what was the problem with the airport, because he has determination that he wants to provide an international airport to Osun State. It was the technical committee that reviewed, that looked into the problem of that place, that discovered that that site, with so many reasons, will have to be relocated. And a new site, just because anybody who knows Ede and Osogbo share the boundary. And they even looked for a fresh space in Osogbo they couldn't get. That's how they got a place which belongs to the military, the army. When General Lagbaja was the chief of army staff, the state approached General Lagbaja, and part of the army land was actually released to the state. If not for the mere fact that the land has been actually acquired before by the military, the place wouldn't have been available, because the committee was actually looking for a place which is very close to the state capital, and they got it.
Mr. Oluomo, I think we just kind of lost our connection with the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State, that is Oluwamokola Alimi. Hopefully we'll be able to reestablish connection with him while he continues to help us understand what the situation is as regards the citation of this particular airport project in Ido-Osun. One thing we may need to also ask him while he returns. Okay, so I understand that he's back. Thank you so much. It's nice to know that you're there. So I'd like you to conclude on what you're saying before I ask my next question.
Tell the whole world is that the state government is not actually make any plan to relocate the place. The place is still there for the Nigerian Air Force to develop as an aviation city, as planned by the government of Alhaji Isaka Igboitola. But as it is now, the entire place has been handed over.
A little bit of glitch there again. While he gives us his own bit or his own part of this explanation that we need right now on the show. Okay, so I'm guessing we're having a technical glitch, but then we'll be able to make robust needs of what we're trying to achieve here on the show. But then two things I'd like to ask. But the first thing is that you said the technical committee set up to look at the situation around citing the airport project in Ido-Osun came up with several reasons. I'd like to know the several reasons that they brought to the fore as reasons for the fact that these particular projects couldn't be cited in that particular place. So let's understand what the reasons are.
As I told you earlier, that one of the reasons as it is today, the entire place has been handed over to the Nigerian Air Force, and they promised to develop it as an aviation city. The state has made its investment there as an equity share. So the state as it is now has nothing at that place, apart from other reasons, but all other reasons are superfluous because the runway which is being constructed need to be extended to international standard. That means the government will still need to acquire more land. But the main thing now as it is now is that the entire airstrip in Ido-Osun has been handed over to the Nigerian Air Force by the last government, and is still intact. And the Nigerian Air Force has promised to build an aviation city there, which we are actually expecting.
Oh, okay, so if that will be done, so where will the airport project now, where will it be sited now?
No, the place, when you look at all this, for anybody who knows this place, their proximity, it's not about 5 minutes drive from the current airstrip. You know, I told you before that both Ido-Osun, Ede, and Osogbo, they share boundary. And even the current one, they are jointly owned by both Ede and Ido-Osun. It's not because the government, it's not because the issue is a situation of a necessity. It's not because the government is from Ede. It's because of the proximity. Ede and Osogbo, they share the boundary. Just check the map of Osun State.
So what you are telling me now, affirmatively, is that the airport project will now be sited in Ede because of proximity to the seat of power. But now,
what I'm telling you, yes, what I'm telling you is that even the current aerodrome, the land upon which it situates currently is both jointly owned by Ede and Ido-Osun. Okay, so when you are looking at anytime you don't get any land in Ido-Osun, and you don't get any land in Osogbo, the only place you can come to is Ede. It's not because the governor is from Ede, it's because of the proximity.
Okay, I understand. So in light of this, what is your reaction going to be as regards what Ido-Osun indigenes are saying, talking about the governor being favoristic and nepotistic when it comes to governance and this particular issue itself?
Let me correct that. The governor is not nepotistic in any form. Look at it. That airport has been there when Baba Awolowo was alive. Baba could not develop it. Let us come back to Osun State when Chief Bola Ige was alive. He could not develop it. Let us come back to the issue of Osun State. But Chief Bisi Akande could not do anything on it. Oga Oyinlola, who actually tried it, could not succeed. Aregbesola, who tried it, could not succeed. Alhaji Igboitola, who tried it, could not succeed. So if the issue is that the reality on ground is that there are certain things that are wrong with that place. It's only people don't really want to face the reality that if Osun really want to have its own international airport, you have to go to another side. And that is what Ademola Adeleke is trying to do. But as for the issue of from the federal government, I think some issues are not clear, which will soon be explained to them, because maybe they have forgotten that that place actually, as it is now, belongs to the federal government. And at the same time, they have given approval for the current the current location. Before some people, they said, wrote a petition. They only asked us to halt it, and we explain our one side of the story, and we believe at the end of the day, sanity will prevail.
Now, okay, we know that there's still a dispute on this, even as we hope that sanity will prevail. But now you would understand that the federal government has written a letter to the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, saying that he should suspend the flag off of that project for now until the issues are resolved. So in the light of this, will the governor still continue with the project, or he would reconsider his position?
No, when the federal government said it should be, we should take a pause until the whole issue around it is resolved. Why do we have to go ahead? We will explain to them. That's what I'm telling you. They have actually given approval to the current site. The technical committee, the airport aviation authority, they have given approval. If some people have now written petition, they need to hear our own side of the story, and we believe that at the end of the day, the whole issue will be resolved. So that is just it.
Okay, so let's talk about governance now in Osun State. We are aware that he has approved over 75,000 naira as minimum wage in the state. Kindly give us an understanding of how that will help the workforce in the state, and if that is also something that can be improved upon over time in terms of welfareism.
Well, in terms of welfareism, the government of Ademola Adeleke has done a lot. The governor, when he came on board, he promised the workers that they will be promoted. They have been promoted. He appointed permanent secretaries among them. The training and retraining of the workforce has been the watchword, and he has been doing it. And at the same time, the payment of arrears of salaries, known as half salaries, is being done. And when the issue of palliative came, Governor Adeleke paid palliative to workers. And when the issue of a minimum wage came, Osun adopted 75,000 naira plus as minimum wage. And last year, I want you all to know that the workers in Osun State gave our award to our governor as the best governor so far in this state. And ditto with the issue of passive workers, the retired workers, the arrears of workers have been paid, the arrears of salary of the workers have been paid, billions of naira have been released as bond for the retiree. And when you look at the whole pension being paid, some workers are being paid about 3,000, 5,000 naira. The governor has made minimum for the retiree for that one to be 25,000 naira, raising it from people collecting 3,000 naira in those schemes to be paid at least minimum of 25,000 naira now. So all this, whether it's
okay, so I think that's another glitch right there. But then that is Ademola Adeleke, who is the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State, our guest on the show, helping us to understand how governance has been in Osun State. We'll go on a very short break right now. When we return, we'll continue with the conversation. Don't go away. You're watching Politics HQ, and we have been looking at governance in Osun State. We've been seeing several instances where talks have gone around how the governor of the state, that is Ademola Adeleke, has performed, and the reservations that some indigenes are actually having as regards his policies, and probably things that need to be done in order to make the state viable in terms of economic growth, welfareism, and of course adhering to the complaints and the plight of the people and seeing how to bring solutions to them. We have been talking to Ademola Adeleke, who is the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State. Hopefully we'll be able to bring him back on to look at other areas bedeviling the states. We are aware that some states are actually owing or have high rate or debt portfolio, so to speak, and there have been different talks around what needs to be done in order to reduce the portfolio of the debts in states, basically at the subnational levels. And if there is a possibility of a governor like this in his state to look at the potential that resides within his jurisdiction and see how it can improve the economic state of governance, so to speak, and the particular area that he presides over as the governor. Hopefully we'll be able to have Ademola Adeleke join us to continue with the conversation around that. Earlier on, we talked about the fact that the governor has actually approved 75,000 naira after a consensus has been reached across board with all the stakeholders, and several plans that he's hoping to bring on board, some that he has already even started implementing, different from what has been obtaining in the country as regards improving the welfare of the state. And we're also going to be talking about that, looking at the sustainability plan of government, of the governor rather, in the state to actually make it more viable on all sides. We'll quickly go on a very short break right now, and when we return, we'll look at other situations, of course, in the states. Let's go on a break. We'll be back in a bit. Well, it would have been nice to continue with the conversation, looking at the leadership style of Governor Ademola Adeleke in Osun State and the several interventions and measures that he's bringing on board in his administration to make his state a better one compared to how he met it. Of course, we were talking earlier to Ademola Adeleke, who is the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State, but then due to technical glitch, so to speak, we might not be able to continue with this conversation. But then it's something that we will touch on some other time on Politics HQ, even as we continue to chronicle the governance in Nigeria, not only Osun State, and see how the dividends of democracy can touch all in the country. Now, we are going to draw to a close today's edition of the show. I am Lekon Obanjo. Thank you so much for being part of it, and we will see some other time.